afternoon to everyone.
Que no me conocen, periodista del proyecto Ayllu Solar.
Can you see me?
Les comento que ahora,
I want to mention that,
que tú estabas monitoreando
well,
los
Rodrigo,
audios,
you're
monitoreando
monitoring
quiénes estaban.
the audio.
¿Están todos los del primer bloque?
Escuchamos bien, Brigida. Hay que bajar un poco el audio de lo que está saliendo.
Ya, disculpen, ya estamos al aire, ¿cierto?
Sí, está corriendo.
Okay, so we're in the air. So we already started with the streaming.
Vea a Segundo Centella que me está llamando, no lo puedo contestar.
Yeah,
we already began with the streaming. We have some phone calls that are coming in. I don't have the number of Centella. We're already in the air with streaming in English and Spanish. Andrea Jadwe. Yo estoy en inglés.
Entiendo que James Ensor está así.
I understand that James is here.
Yes, that's correct. I'm here.
Hi, Jason. Hi, James. Sorry. So yeah. So you're okay. Yes, I'm checking. Okay. Yeah.
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay. So voy al otro.
They're just making sure that everyone's online and connected.
En apagado. ¿Sí? ¿Hola? ¿Me escuchan de nuevo? Lorena, ¿me escuchas?
Perfecto, perfecto y claro.
Ya. Entonces vamos, ¿estamos listos?
Okay, so I think we're ready. But we're going to just wait for a couple of minutes. I was just making sure that everyone's listening. Okay, so James is listening with simultaneous translation. And in 2 more minutes, we're going to be on air. And I'm going to coordinate this through our chat group where everyone's already been added to the group. Remember to keep your microphones closed if you're not speaking. When it's your turn, you will be able to unmute.
Cuando les vaya a tocar, yo les voy a ir avisando por el grupo.
I will let you know when it's your turn to speak through the chat group, and then you can unmute your microphone. If not, please keep your microphone on mute.
Sería bueno que todas activaran la cámara para ver cuáles funcionan.
It would be good to see everyone on camera. If you can activate your camera to see if these cameras work.
Entonces puede tomar la palabra.
Maybe we can have the cameras on just to see which ones are working. They're just testing everything.
¿Alguien tiene el streaming abierto? Lorena, Rodrigo.
¿Cómo?
Todos tienen que tener el streaming en silencio, por favor.
Everyone needs to have the streaming in silence, please, or else we'll get an echo.
Tienen que concentrarse en este
Please just concentrate in the Zoom meeting. You have to keep the streaming, in silence or in mute, or else, we're going to get a lot of echo here through Zoom. So we are almost ready to begin.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hola a todos,
Hi to everyone.
Hola a todos.
Hola, hola.
director de la transmisión.
I'm the director in transmissions.
2 minutos.
We will begin in 2 minutes.
Sí, va Priscila primero.
Priscilla goes first, and then you will continue, Ms. Cornejo.
Hola, ¿me escuchan?
Hello, can everyone hear me okay? Yes, we can.
Hola Alejandra, por favor. Ahora vamos a salir al aire, así que por favor todos mantener sus micrófonos.
Okay, so we are going on air, so please everyone keep your microphone on mute, please. Everyone mute your microphone. We're going on air, so please turn off your microphones.
Te escucho. Sí, porque grito.
Muy buenas tardes a todos.
A good afternoon to everyone. The regional director of Ayllu Solar and the academic of the University of Tarapacá. Thank you, Priscilla. Good afternoon to everyone, all of those of you who have connected today to this closing seminar of Ayllu Solar. Just as this invitation says, this is the closing of a cycle of 6 years, 6 years of intense work. There's lots of experience that we have acquired, and today we want to transfer this to you and our journey from 2015 when CERC, through their institutions and the University of Tarapacá and the University of Antofagasta and the University of Chile and the Foundation Chile, Fundación Chile, linked together their efforts with BHP because they share the vision that solar energy can contribute to sustainable development in the region, becoming a reference point at the community scale and at the global scale. Now here we begin the closing seminar of the Ayllu Solar project. And today we would like to invite you to a journey through the region of Arica and Parinacota, where you can see for yourselves a change in paradigm, where there's many protagonists, where solar energy is no longer a dream. Now that this became a reality, today we can develop projects at the community scale using only solar energy. And also to take advantage of thanking all of the institutions that have supported us in this effort and that have believed in us, professionals that formed part of the work teams and the public sector and private sector, but especially we want to thank communities and every member of the community who have assured that this project was able to be possible. So welcome to all of you. Now to begin, I would like to cordially greet all the communities from Ayllu Solar and then also I would like to greet all the communities from Arica and Parinacota and all the academic institutions that are with us today. Here we have the director of the Tarapacá University, and also the dean from the Faculty of Engineering, and the Professor Alejandro Rodriguez, and also the director from the University of Chile, Ayllu Vivaldi, and the dean of the Faculty of Sciences, Physical and Math Sciences from the University of Chile, Professor Francisco Martinez, and the governor, the elected governor, Jorge Diaz, and also the mayor of Arica, Gerardo Espíndola, and also the mayor, Maputre, Garcela Gutierrez, and also Alex Castillo, mayor, Seremi from the government, Mr. Victor Sepúlveda, and also the mayor of Camarones, Ivan Romero, and the team from the BHP Foundation, strategic partner, and for Ayllu Solar, and also the director of Foundation of BHP, Mr. James Enser, who is representing BHP, and the director of the program, Chile, Mrs. Alejandra Garces. So, and all the researchers, and who is represented by Claudia Rama, and the team from Fundación Chile, represented by Andrea Osorio, and the network of schools represented by the Professor Maria Elena Fornes and Eliana Ponce from the University of Tarapacá, and to our partners and strategic allies, and the entire network from the area from center, south, and the representatives of the communities that will benefit from Ayllu Solar's project. Jesus Aquispe, Jorge Mamani, Javier Diaz, and many others, Segundo Centella, for example, and Mr. Delfín Sarzuy. Now, the opportunity of facing this challenge has been a wonderful experience for the entire team of Ayllu Solar and for the communities that benefit from this project by transforming this region into a solar energy reference point. We are going to look at some material that takes us on a journey through this region, and it gives us a look at the opportunities that we have in Arica and Parinacota and the commitment that we have along with our strategic allies and strategic partners.
En el corazón del norte de Chile existe una zona que
In the
tiene
heart of north of Chile, there's an area that has a very unique beauty. This is the strength of the sun. This is a characteristic that nature gives in abundance, and the pre-Hispanic culture valued like no other. And here we can see the ecological areas in the coast, the valleys, and the high plains, scientifically confirmed that we have strong solar radiation that's able to feed in a sustainable way the entire continent. So these characteristics it gave that 6 years, Cerca Chile and BHP Foundation formed an alliance with Ayllu Solar to show that solar energy can contribute to the development of solar energy in the region. So this is at the community scale and as well as at the global scale. Now the task began together with University of Tarapacá, the University of Antofagasta, University of Chile, the Fundación Chile, and local communities, with which they wanted to research and power through various initiatives a better quality of life for those who live in the region. Now, therefore, Ayllu Solar was placed in the region where we have clear skies most days of the year, and it has a geographic location that's privileged for this type of initiative, but we needed the conditions in order to launch this together with a solar culture.
Así se desarrollaron proyectos
This is how
productivos.
we develop these productive projects that are replicable and scalable, that would be triggered by solar energy in the four districts in the region. We created energy solutions that are sustainable through the use of solar energy, with which triggers its development and gives added value by involving human capital, and they give support in an institutional framework that's appropriate. That's why during these 6 years, we have worked with urban and rural communities, with schools, with community organizations, as well as higher education researchers and entrepreneurs, highlighting the importance of solar energy for development. Here we have the webpage of Ayllu Solar, so you can learn more about our project. And with this, we expect it to build and develop projects that are related to solar energy, so that we can close the gaps of access to information as well, and understand the benefits that solar energy can give us. Here we have a strong network of allies that are supporting us in these efforts. For 2100, we estimate that 70% of the energy that's consumed should stem from solar energy. Therefore, we need to work hand in hand with all our partners, and we need to continue to develop sustainable projects that will contribute to solar development in our country, just as the pre-Hispanic cultures used the energy of the sun.
Atenta, Lorena, yo te aviso. Ahora.
A continuación,
Now, to
saludar
continue, we would like to cordially greet BHP Foundation, who made this possible, this Ayllu Solar project, the Executive Director, Mr. James Enser in Australia, and the Alejandra Garces, who's the director, as well as the members of the BHP Foundation. And I leave you with Executive Director James Enser. Good afternoon, James.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much. It was lovely to watch the video just now, which brings the work of the project to life. I have had the privilege of visiting many of the project sites over the years, and the project is something that the Foundation is extremely proud of. As you may know, the VHP Foundation works to address some of the world's most critical sustainable development challenges. And at the heart of our approach is collaboration and innovation. We seek to support innovation by investing in projects which are potential game changers. In other words, if they're successful, they can drive much larger scale change in a country or indeed globally. And as an organisation, we seek to foster collaboration by building partnerships across different sectors, bringing together the combined experience of industry, of the university sector, civil society, governments, and communities. And we do this because we recognise that no one sector or no one organisation can achieve scale, change at the scale that's required. And when I think about Ayllu Solar as a project, it has all of those characteristics of what we think that excellence looks like and what we think contributes to the greatest degree of change. And in that context, the BHP Foundation is very proud to have supported this work over the last 6 years. The project not only promotes environmental resilience, which is one of the global pillars of the Foundation's work, but also helps to promote sustainable development through a very people and community-centric approach. The project is positively impacting the quality of life and the livelihoods of local communities, especially Indigenous communities now and into the future, by empowering those communities to expand their traditional income-producing activities. And collaboration has been key to the success of this work over the last 6 years. While the projects implemented by Ayllu Solar are replicable and scalable, the laboratories will contribute to develop new technical capacities to increase the use of solar energy in one of the world's most solar-rich areas. We at the Foundation are immensely proud to have played a role in the establishment of the project, one that will continue to grow and has the potential to impact communities not only more broadly in Chile, but indeed many of the lessons can be transferable globally, contributing to the development of more and better environmentally responsible opportunities for everyone. So thank you.
Muchas gracias por tu palabra, James.
Thank you so much for your words, James. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
En el marco de Ayllu Solar,
now for Ayllu Solar, we've developed 6 different productive projects that are community-based with characteristics that are replicable and scalable in the 4 districts of the region. We created energy solutions that are sustainable through the use of solar energy, which triggers the development and adds value to its products. So we are also using human capital with adequate business models and an appropriate framework. Now I would like to invite you to get to know our project that's tomato packing that is powered by solar energy with lithium batteries in order to calibrate and pack tomatoes. Now, after the video, the representative of this association, Juan Carlos Cardena, will share some words, and then each representative of each project will also refer briefly, just 2 minutes, please, to their initiative. Okay, please, let's go ahead with the video.
Pampa Concordia es un terreno que se
Pampa
entregó.
Concordia is a territory that was given at the end of 2012 when we have these large territory in order to produce in virgin territory. This at the beginning was a military ground. It was destined for military exercises and also safeguarding our borders. So this became an orchard, basically, in a green border. We began to notice that we were able to produce, but we had some inconveniences. We didn't have a joint association, so we joined forces, and we had 11 different workshops where we were able to build this packing project. And through those workshops, we decided to form a company, and this is a cooperative, and we presented in this contest of Ayllu Solar. So now we have a sustainable packing with solar panels, and therefore we can calibrate the tomatoes. We've already committed around 600 points. These are 600 points of delivery. Now here we generated energy through solar power. These were the energy needs for our packing. This is 100% of solar energy, all the energy that's generated through these solar panels. And that's enough in order to trigger all our machinery and equipment. So we're going to, benefit the environment in reducing the carbon footprint. So this is value added. So this is a cooperative of services. So producers give their a product, we pack, we sell, and we distribute. So this is a wonderful experience, and it's very gives us lots of satisfaction. So the objective was to sell in a cooperative way, and the main objective is to reduce the uncertainty of selling in a wholesaler market. So the solar energy gives us lots of support because the vision for the future of Pampa Concordia is to be highly productive, innovative, and competitive. But our target is to export. So the solar energy was really a main trigger to set a target to move internationally. This is also a great benefit for our sector in Pampa Concordia.
Atento, Juan Carlos. Puedes empezar a hablar ahora.
Bueno, muy buenas tardes. Saludar a todos. Acá.
Good afternoon. I'm on site. I'm representing the 80 families. We're in the border with Peru. We're in the first productive sector of Chile, so we would like to thank Ser Chile, BHP Foundation, and Ayllu Solar for believing in this initiative and for also helping us work together as a cooperative. And the only way to succeed is to work together, and we are willing to do that. And we also want to use this solar energy. So we're very thankful for this project because this was a starting point of this wonderful initiative. So we formed our cooperative, and now after 1 year under execution, we have had many projects in mind, and we will continue to progress. We continue to dream. These 80 small producers, farmers that form this cooperative. So once again, I want to thank all of you. I have so many feelings inside, you know, at the conclusion of this wonderful project, but we are going to be endlessly grateful. You gave us important tools so that we can continue to grow and to continue to dream. So once again, thank you. And I will leave you with the important project from the community of Arica. And I will leave you with Jesusa Quispe, who will talk about the next project.
Jesusa, también. ¿Puede activar su cámara, por favor? Yo lo que... Mi audio se escucha dentro del Zoom, pero no se va a escuchar si se está escuchando en el streaming en inglés. Porque la salida es solo acá. Se te escucha todo. ¿Puede hablar, señora Jesusa?
Hola, buenas tardes a todos.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. I represent the community in Azapa that's composed of 41 families. After a failure with a connection to the network, we became aware of Ayllu Solar. Today, they are helping us to go back to the system that we had before, which was more independent. And now to have these panels independently today, and on behalf of my community, I would like to thank Ayllu Solar for not abandoning us at this point, for appearing and showing up in our community in moments of uncertainty when we didn't know what to do and how to get, this energy, the energy that is produced by our panels. So my words are basically to thank you. Thanks to Ayllu Solar for not leaving us behind. And I hope that you will never leave us. So thank you. Thank you, Ayllu Solar.
Mi nombre es Fernando Arce, yo
I'm
soy
Fernando Arce. I'm the manager of this cooperative. We have 31 partners in this cooperative. This is from the Caleta Vitu region.
como profesional.
Ayllu Solar has given us professional and technical consultancy and advising. The last innovations that we've had as a group are the building a dehydrator through solar panels and solar batteries so that we can finish our processes, so we can access better prices and different markets. The next stage for this project is the building of a solar packing where we're going to select our products, mainly different vegetables, so that we can sell our products in the central region of the country. In the future, we visualize it as a future full of proposals and challenges as well, and targets that we must meet, but we can scale this in the productive chain in such a way that we can be more sustainable within our agricultural productive processes.
Bueno, voy a dejar con el vicepresidente de la
I will
cooperativa.
leave you with the vice president of the cooperative so he could explain a little bit more about this video that we just saw. Hello, good afternoon to everyone. I represent with lots of pride a cooperative in which I am the current VP. The cooperative currently has implemented the first phase for dehydrating products, and we are building the solar packing facility. As you can see, here we have our dehydrated apples in the facilities, our own facilities. In the future, we visualize it as seeing or having a large agricultural center where we can sell our products and be able to access supply so that we can continue with our production, also collaborate with the different agriculturals in order to learn about new good practices. And I'm very proud to share that we would like to maybe export our products in the future. We thank Ayllu Solar, Lorena, David, Felipe, and so many others that were accompanying us during this whole process in the past years. They would always visit us and they guided us through the whole process until we were able to reach our goals. Now, to continue, I leave you with the project that uses solar energy for the production of river shrimp, and the president of Aguisol, Javier Diaz. Thank you so much. This property has 100 years. It was acquired for here I came to plant, and I contacted with Jorge Alache, who said that there's a project of Ayllu Solar. Why don't we apply to that? So there was a contest for the applications for production focused on communities. So my first reaction was, wow, that's going to be very difficult for us to participate in that. Unfortunately, it was produced.
Se pudiera desarrollar y ganar el proyecto. Como este proyecto era solar, y qué mejor si acá tenemos un sol maravilloso.
Las precordilleras tienen un tremendo potencial de desarrollo. En el día hay bastante radiación solar, hay recursos hídricos y además esta agua es de buena calidad.
¿Cuál sería la alternativa? El pasto, la lechería. Pues la lechería. Y aquí estamos, regamos con energía solar, estos pastos se riegan con energía solar.
Tenemos riego, un sistema de bombeo riego solar, tenemos una planta off-grid, una planta con baterías y con paneles también que produce electricidad para la bodega, para la quesería, para el refrigerador, etc.
Este es un proyecto que va a dar mucho que hablar. Este es un foro de desarrollo para la región, un queso producido por campesinos andinos a 3.000 metros sobre el nivel del mar, con aguas limpias de manantiales. No es malo soñar, pero algún día quizás podamos estar vendiendo a las cadenas de supermercados.
Los quesos, la leche es producido con 100% energía limpia. Ya hicimos ahora la infraestructura y ahora viene una nueva etapa, aumentar la producción. Eso además económicamente es mucho más interesante para los socios también.
Bueno, vamos a intervenir ahí un momentito.
Un segundo. Puede hablar.
Un segundo. Voy a presentar, ¿cierto? A la
I
comunidad.
will now present the indigenous community of Putne and Segundo Centella.
Muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre
Good
es
afternoon. My name is Segundo Rafael Centella. I am the chairman of the Aymara community that has it's a family origin and 25 partners. My thoughts on Ayllu Solar is that it gives us a hope to move forward, to re-enchant young people so they can come back to the community, so they will not leave the communities. And we hope that our young people will preserve their costumes, their culture, their traditions. We have a beautiful project. This is the best of the Indian mountains. We might become the example to other communities. So that's why we need to work well. These are beautiful initiatives. With our support of our sponsors and with Ayllu Solar, we have been able to finish a beautiful project. We have a beautiful sun, we have clean energy, machinery, everything is there. So our young people can come back to their land and live the way they are living in their towns, which is beautiful. I would like to now allow the community of Camarones, because there was a mix-up before. Thank you, Ayllu Solar.
Este proyecto partió ya hace más de 3 años. Nos costó harto hacer el tema porque nosotros, aparte de partir con el proyecto, empezamos una cooperativa. En la cooperativa somos 21 asociados. Yo soy el presidente, como te decía, y la compone la gente de acá de Camarones. Bueno, Ayllu Solar fue quien nos convocó, quien nos unió, quien nos mostró esta idea, y de inmediato nos fuimos uniendo para empezar este proyecto maravilloso, como te digo. Este proyecto único en Chile, porque acá todo lo atendemos con energía solar.
Nosotros fuimos los que diseñamos, dimensionamos y estamos encargados de construir esta instalación acuícola. La idea de este centro es que esto es una plantas de engorda solamente. Nuestra intención es producir 1000 truchas en cada estanque de 1 kilo aproximadamente. La idea también es engordar los camarones acá en estas bateas.
La trucha acá como que no la apetece mucho, pero de a poquito voy a tener que ir incorporando. Yo sí la he preparado y es rica. Entonces yo pienso que a la larga ya me veo ya que vayan los camiones llevando los camarones y las truchas a la ciudad, o ver en el supermercado, no sé, por una bandejita que diga camarones o truchas del valle de nosotros, de la cooperativa de nosotros. Eso sería un sueño grande para uno y yo les digo acá a mi vecina, a mi socia, nos cambiaría la vida.
Este valle, como lo digo yo, es un valle rico, un valle verde. Aquí en Camarones están los mejores camarones del mundo. Tenemos agua, que es lo más importante acá en el norte. Estamos en pleno desierto.
Nosotros nos alimentamos con energía solar. Nosotros tratamos el agua con energía solar. Y además hacemos recirculación de agua. O sea, que nosotros por cada litro de agua aumentamos la capacidad de la producción. Nosotros podemos producir más por litro de agua.
Es un proyecto innovador, es un proyecto, además, donde vamos también a enfocarnos en el turismo. La idea es que podamos comercializar nuestros camarones y nuestras truchas al mercado adyacente en una primera instancia, y dependiendo de las producciones, ojalá mucho más afuera, que lleguen a algún lado. Y como cooperativa ir creciendo en desarrollando otras unidades de negocio que fortalezcan a nuestros vecinos, a la gente que pertenece a la cooperativa, que son los mismos del centro acuícola.
Mi sueño es llegar a exportar los productos, como dicen, sobre todo del camarón, que es el más rico que de Chile, po.
Muy buenas tardes. Soy
Good
Javier Díaz.
afternoon. My name is Javier Díaz Calderón. I am the chairman of the Acuisol Cooperative from Camarones State in Camarones Valley. We have 21 cooperatives, partners. It is a wonderful project. We have been achieving goals and dreams we had for many years. Ayllu Solar called us, and we saw the possibility of creating or making these dreams a reality. We have an agriculture center. We started saying that it was a plant, but now it's a full center that is managed or administered by solar energy. We received 12,000 trouts, and they are in those tanks. And we have the cooperatives, maintenance, and the agriculture center. We would like to thank you all. Thank Ayllu Solar. Thanks for the benefit, VHP Bulletin. And that makes the communities to come together, and it makes our young people come back. We're seeing how even young children, they get so enthusiastic seeing the tanks filled with trouts. We have the resources from the agriculture center. We want to add up other systems and hydropony and others, and all these days that we have seen with the arrival of the trouts, we see that this will be projected to the future. So we hope that this will continue growing, building community with this this closeness of the community. We have many young professionals, and we need to give them the opportunities. Thank you so much for that. And I would like to introduce Pinsar Suri from General Lago. Bisbiri. Thank you.
Soy parte de la directiva de la Asociación de Ganaderos. Desde que se fundó, somos 122 ganaderos beneficiarios de este proyecto de Ayllu Solar. Cuando se nos presentó este proyecto, a los ganaderos de la comuna General Lago, y de alguna manera criamos nuestro ganado, que es camello, la alpaca, la llama, nos interesó bastante porque somos productores de fibra. Nuestro producto no tenía un valor agregado y pensamos en un centro de acopio.
Aquí en Bisbiri estoy trabajando con el proyecto Ayllu Solar para poner en marcha la planta de hilatura. Trabajo ya hace más de 20 años en el rubro camélidos. Me asombra que esta planta trabaje con energía solar. Eso es una de las cosas que yo admiro.
El tema energía es muy bueno, que los paneles que están, primero que no ocupáis combustible, segundo no hay contamináis con el humo. Entonces uno ve cómo puede innovar para que tenga valor agregado el producto que va a salir.
El valor agregado significa que nuestro producto, ¿no es cierto?, la fibra se comercializa o se vende a un precio muy, muy bajo.
Esta es una planta que le da un valor agregado a la producción ganadera. ¿Qué implica eso? Que si nosotros tenemos un producto en bruto, tiene un precio, pero ya un producto acabado tiene mucho más precio.
En hilado es ya último toque, pero ahí, para todo este proceso, uno tiene que estar metido en esto, porque esto no es noche en la mañana vamos a emprender.
Yo creo que que aquí tienen realmente la materia prima como para trabajarla. Yo tengo actualmente 3 tiendas, una en Estados Unidos, que es en Nueva York, otra tengo en Suiza, en Berna, y otra en Francia, que ya nosotros les vamos a comprar los productos a esta empresa, ¿no? Entonces, esa es una de las apuestas que estamos haciendo.
Obviamente hay una esperanza de que ya nuestros productos van a salir de este centro de acopio, de este procesamiento de fibra, va a salir ya un producto terminado y con un valor agregado.
Si seguimos haciendo valores agregados, el costo del precio va subiendo. Y eso es una ganancia para nosotros, para los ganaderos.
Entonces sí, ahí tiene el sentido de ser un producto local y un producto de alta calidad y un producto único, porque tiene marca territorial.
Hola, hola.
Hello.
Hola, buenas tardes. Primero,
Good
quiero
afternoon.
saludar.
I would like to greet everyone. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you for allowing us to participate in the closure of this project. I would like to greet the Chile VHP Bulletin, the University, and Ayllu Solar. Right now, I am in Bisbiri at the plant, at the storage center of the Camelid Center. And this project was something that we wanted since our animals, we raised our animals, and it was a process. And that meant much. And we wanted to develop this stream, and we have more than 120 partners. Camelid raisers. And this project was definitely something that we wanted to achieve. This project is a project that works with solar energy, has taken all the advantages of solar energy in Visviri. We have solar energy helping us 24 hours a day. And that is outstanding, definitely outstanding. Renewable energy, non-polluting, and this is a project that we never thought of. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ayllu Solar, and everyone in the project. We have the fiber processed. And the yarn, we have the yarn finished, and this is effective. This is something that is happening. We're processing the alpaca fiber in Visviri with solar energy. It's innovative and a project that helps us improve our quality of life. This is a dream come true. We all came together, all working in this area, trying to improve family life. And this is what we have been able to achieve. We are very happy with this project, and would like to thank again Ayllu Solar for working with us these years. Thank you. Thank you. And greetings to the whole team, the group of the university. On behalf of all the farmers, we would like to thank you so much for that, and we will continue innovating. Thank you. Thank Juan Carlos from Pampa Concordia, Jorge, Jesús from Altos de Azapa, Javier, Camarones, and Segundo Tigama, and Don Delfín from General Lagos. Through them, we extend our greetings and gratitude to all the communities they represent. During these last years, we have worked with the rural and urban communities in different dimensions. At a university level, 2 diplomas, one master's degree. We have one in water and solar energy for arid zones, creation of 3 labs and solar energy, and the update of the solar water treatment. Published 14 works, research, and the strength of the sun in 2 versions. We also have 150 workshops and training, online and also face-to-face modalities. We have participants in entrepreneurship contest, La Fiebre del Sol called, and 106 winners, and we developed 4 competency profiles with the next training. We will give you the results and how we are going to, we're working on that. And for that, we would like to invite Andrea Osorio from Fundación Chile, coordinator of Ayllu Solar Schools.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos y a todas. Muchas gracias, Lorena, por la presentación.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the presentation. It's very rewarding to reach this moment after 6 years and to look at all the projects well developed and everything that's remaining. Now we're closing the project, but then we have lots of seeds that have been sowed so that we can continue to deploy what we've been working on and what we've learned during this time. Now from Fundación Chile, we had the mission to support the development of people associated to these projects through training. And we had the opportunity of developing a work with those who are the future, the present and the future in the region, and to sensitize school communities based on the communities and also the opportunities that the region has. And we link this with the national curriculum by giving educators methodologies and a good tool so that they can progress in this area, so that the children can learn more than just math and language. They can learn about their environment and understand problems and see the potential that each region has. And so this is a wonderful way to implement this in schools, and how this project really took a chance on sustainability in Arica and the entire region, not only in urban areas, but in rural areas too. So we hope that schools, the public schools with which we work, will continue to promote the development of the region and for them to visualize the possibilities that they have, and also understand that children and young people can create many things, may create solutions with solar energy, and they can participate in all the culture that they have, all the culture in this wonderful region, as well as all the cultural aspects that the community gives them. So it's been wonderful to live this experience, and I leave you with a video that captures the experiences that we developed in the schools, hand in hand with Ayllu Solar.
Impulsa a las comunidades educativas de la región de Arica y Parinacota en el desafío de capturar el poder del sol. ¿Qué es Ayllu Solar Escuelas? Es una línea de Ayllu Solar que ha potenciado el desarrollo de una conciencia solar en las comunidades educativas, acompañando el proceso de formación y aplicación de la metodología ABP, una metodología innovadora para el desarrollo de habilidades del siglo XXI. En el 2017, 9 escuelas de Arica decidieron ser parte del proyecto Ayllu Solar a través de la línea Escuelas.
Todo empezó con una pregunta que nos plantearon en el colegio, que fue cómo hacer que el sol trabaje para nosotros. De muchas ideas surgió una que destacó, que fue hacer un huerto, ayudar al medio ambiente gracias a la energía del sol, el cual brindó su ayuda. Los rayos solares chocan acá y con el plástico que está acá, como dice la Alexander, aumenta más la energía solar del sol, haciendo que las frutas se evaporen más rápidamente.
A través de la metodología de aprendizaje basado en proyectos, se motivó a los estudiantes a conocer más sobre la energía solar y el potencial que tiene su región. Los profesores fortalecieron sus conocimientos acerca de la energía solar a través de la metodología ABP. Implementaron unidades de aprendizajes y sus estudiantes desarrollaron conciencia del potencial solar para la solución de problemáticas cotidianas en su contexto de forma sustentable y amigable con el medio ambiente, haciendo parte a toda la comunidad educativa. Los resultados de este arduo trabajo se pueden apreciar en las ferias solares realizadas.
Uno como profesora puede experimentar y hacer muchas clases, pero todo tiene que sentarse, todo tiene que resumirse y hacer una reflexión. Y eso me encanta de ABP.
El desafío más grande fue interdisciplinar, ¿ya? O sea, conectar con otros colegas y poder comenzar en conjunto a idear ideas, formas de trabajo, organizarnos, pero al final de todo fue súper rico profesionalmente.
El año 2018, el desafío se amplió a 15 nuevas escuelas y liceos, quienes se integraron motivados por los logros y protagonismo de los estudiantes y docentes que se atrevieron el año anterior, generando sus propios proyectos, siendo los protagonistas de los ciclos 3 y 4, que también tuvieron la oportunidad de mostrar sus proyectos en la tercera y cuarta Feria Solar de Escuelas y Liceos.
Cuando hicimos esta capacitación y que quedamos muy entusiasmados con el profesor que asistió junto conmigo, que es don José Sosa, profesor de ciencia, dijimos, esto hay que replicarlo. La verdad es que vimos bastante entusiasmo de parte de los niños y el interés de ellos fue en aumento a medida que íbamos hablando del tema. Por lo tanto, había que sacarle provecho a esto y aplicarlo.
Con los 24 establecimientos se conforma la primera red de escuelas y liceos solares de Ayllu que busca permanecer en el tiempo con el propósito de
We want to remain over time so that we can be a community of learning that strengthens the training process of students in an integrated way, giving relevancy to the potential of solar energy. And this is growing due to all the commitment of educators accompanied by specialists of the Ayllu Solar project. In 2019, thanks to the alliance with the Ministry of Education, it's able to train not only urban schools, but also other rural schools from the communities of Camarones, Putre, and General Lagos. And this way, the initiative Ayllu Solar is irradiated to the entire educational system of Arica and Parinacota during the same year to develop solar projects in Arica, as well as in Camarones, building a network of 40 schools throughout the whole project that day by day is strengthened with new experiences. Now, currently, Ayllu Solar is found in its closing phase with many achievements with the active participation of 40 establishments, 179 educators, and more than 1,350 students, with a new outlook with the use of solar energy. Ayllu presented a challenge that I assumed with enthusiasm, working with all the stakeholders of the educational community, as well as the team of Ayllu Escuelas, so they were able to form this wonderful project. Therefore, we think that this does not end here. The project closes, but tools were transferred, and Ayllu is already in the mind of so many students, citizens, and educators, which day by day, they want to build the future of the region. So solar energy is infinite and renewable energy. So therefore, we want to continue to be part of the change, to be the capital of the sun for Latin America. That's how we're going to continue with this wonderful work. Thank you, Andrea, for your presentation. Now, during the month of June, we opened a contest between first and fourth grade in Arica and Parinacota to participate in the contest that we call the Solar Network. We invited Marianela Fornes, who will be representing the network of schools, who will talk about this wonderful contest. Hi, good afternoon to everyone. Now, art, imagination, and creativity is very important in education, for the education of the students in our region, which in the future, they will be conscious and active citizens to protect our environment and also disseminate the use of solar energy. Now, this network of schools and Ayllu Solar, through a contest of drawings, the issue was, how does the sun help us? And we take this first step so that students from first to fourth grade of elementary education can express how they imagine or visualize or feel that the sun helps us. So we thank all of those who sent in their drawings and art, as well as those who helped us to choose their artwork. It was a very difficult task to choose. Now, our jury was Herman Mondaca, Juan Diaz Fleming, and Ayllu San Martin. Now, without further ado, we are going to award our students. We will begin. Now, honorable mention corresponds to the drawing that we title a solar panel in the park, and the award is earphones for their computer, and it belongs to Benjamin Castro from 4th grade A from the school Centenario. Congratulations, Benjamin. We could all give him a nice applause. Wonderful. Then we will move to the third place. The third place we titled Sun Over the Field. It's a wonderful drawing. Award is also earphones for your PC. And who was awarded this prize? Joel Caramuño Arenas from 4th grade B from the school Centenario. So congratulations, Joel, or Joel in English. And the second place we called Sun and Community. The award is a web camera, and the student who will receive this award is Jade Aros Martinez from 4th grade B, also from Centenario School. So a nice applause for the second place. And finally, it was very difficult to choose, but we have the first place, and it corresponds to Casa Familia and Sol, so home, family, and son. Their award is a tablet, and this is from the Centenario School, and the winner is Abel Mamani. So a nice applause for Abel. We also congratulate the Centenario School and all the schools that participated. We've got lots of drawings and artwork. We are going to contact the children's caregivers to give them their prizes. But before I wrap up, I would like to inform that we had 2 more contests, and we're going to extend this time frame for the second and third cycle. This is and the second cycle is for 5th to 8th graders, and then we will have high schoolers participate. So please visit our webpage so that you can look at the bases at our webpage of Ayllu Solar. Thank you, Marianela, for giving a wonderful closing to this second block of our seminar. Now, in this third block, we would like to discuss sustainability of the Ayllu Solar initiative. It's been 6 years of accumulating experiences. We've gained lots of experience that we believe that could be very useful in order to reach the dream of building a solar region. Now, our legacy in our site, www.ayllusolar.cl, you can find all the material that was built during this journey. We want to contribute to develop projects that are related to solar solutions, which main object is to shorten the gaps of information, access to information, or to further understand about the benefits of solar energy. Now, to continue, I will invite you to look at an instructive video so that you can learn more about how to access those resources that you can download. In ayllusolar.cl, you can find all the material that was produced during the years of project with Ayllu Solar. Therefore, we can contribute to develop projects that are linked to solar solutions. The main objective is to shorten gaps of access to information, but also to understand about the benefits of solar energy. In ayllusolar.cl, you'll find a category with different types of themes, practical guides, manuals, videos, books, and info charts, different studies, research studies, and much more. To access, you need to look at our menu. You can select available resources, and you can discover all the content that we have and that's available to you. Remember that all our resources are free, and you can download them as many times that you'd like. So please join our solar community and continue to contribute so that our country will be positioned as one of the places with the best conditions in the world in order to implement solar solutions at the community scale and that have a great impact within our communities. Ayllu Solar. This is an initiative of CERC Chile. So we would like to once again invite you to visit our webpage so you can explore the material that we've generated with all our love.
Ahora, un minutito, vamos. Ahora sí. Ahí sí. Les hemos podido mostrar.
We have been able to show you part of this wonderful and challenging journey that we've traveled together. Today, we've talked about the implementation of the projects, the developments of human capital, as well as the public goods. But this journey doesn't end here. The target is to reach the sun. Therefore, this network that we have
un minuto. ¿Ahora? Perfecto.
Okay, now we have the presentation. We're going to begin again, but that's okay. These are, technology challenges. So we've been able to show you part of this project that is very challenging, this journey that we've traveled together in Ayllu Solar. Today, we've talked about the implementation of different projects that you can observe here to the left. We've also talked about the development of human capital and also about the public assets or public goods. But this journey does not end here. The target is to reach the sun. So therefore, the associative network that we have is part of the strategy of continuity that we have. And it counts on the participation of relevant stakeholders that contribute with their expertise for the development of solar energy, especially in research, education, and as well as the business world. Now, this network is conformed by the University of Tarapacá, the Technical Training Center, CFT, also Pablo Neruda School and CERC Chile, as well as LACULA. Here we can observe all the different founding partners of our network of Ayllu Solar that we have been able to build over these years.
Un momentito. Estoy compartiendo todavía, ¿cierto?
Everyone can still see my screen, is that correct?
Esa es la tecnología. Estoy tratando de sacar esto y no puedo. Bueno, agradecemos entonces la presencia.
But we would like to thank the representatives of each institution. Thanks for your support. And thanks to our allies. Therefore, we can dare to dream. So we're convinced that Arica and Parinacota has all the conditions in order to become a pole of development at the for solar energy at the regional level as well as the Latin American level. Now, to continue, I have the honor to greet the director of the program of the BHP Foundation, Alejandra Garces, who has accompanied us during this entire journey. Hi, Alejandra. As well as Rodrigo Palma. He's the coordinator of this initiative from the beginning, from CERC Chile, who has led this great project. And today, we close this very important cycle. Hi, Rodrigo. Hi, Lorena. Thank you so much. Thank you for your words. And I just want to comment that it's an honor for me to represent the team of Ayllu Solar that ends with this project that has lasted 6 years. And here we have seen the results in our network. We have learned about the enthusiasm and commitment with a strong leadership in the region towards the future. We have the commitment to continue to cooperate so that we can meet all our dreams, especially those that were expressed by the teacher Lorena. I can't say goodbye without thanking everyone who was part of this interdisciplinary team. As you can see in the following image, we have this diverse group with many different talents from different areas, from the lab, the energy center, the University of Antofagasta, Antofagasta, Chile, Fundación Chile, and all of these team members are committed to reach their targets. So thanks to each and every one of you, our sincere thanks. I want to just stop and assure that everyone can see themselves. There's more than 100 people. This is cooperative work, collaborative work. And here we also have our committee who had the wisdom to counsel us during this time. So thanks to each and every one of you. This has been one of the reasons why we've been so successful.
Distintas empresas participaron en la implementación de cada proyecto.
In this process, many companies participated in this type of process or in this type of projects. We haven't had any accidents. We're very happy for that.
Sabemos que es un tema muy desafiante para las instituciones.
For achieving that goal, which is challenging. I would like to thank each and every one. And if we are missing someone, so we're very sorry. But we have the images here is not only the project, but a number of institutions. It's there are different authorities from institutions, many institutions that we thank so much for that. Foundation, BHP Foundation, and different people. Alejandra Garcés.
Pero también recordamos Rodolfo
Camacho, Michelle Raffles, Linda Maglan, Richard O'Connor, Brody,
Diego Tavilo,
that is connected, Diego Tavilo, James Answer. We have the pleasure of having him with us today.
A tratar de hablar ustedes aquí directamente. Quisiera dejar para el final.
I would like to leave to the end my deepest thanks to the communities and the members of the communities that have made this project possible, especially the community members, Caleta Victor, Zapa, Concordia, Erika. I would like to take this opportunity, so together with BHP Foundation, in this first stage, we can give this handover to the associative network of RAS. And of course, this will help in develop a Chile more solidary On behalf of Claudia and the aid, we like to continue supporting them.
Por tanto, dar esta posta, ¿cierto? A Lorena, que ahí vas para que...
We would like to give this to Lorena. We're sending this to Lorena and the region, and would like to offer the floor to Alejandra Garces from the HP Foundation, that not only made this possible, but is a strategic partner.
Gracias, Lorena. Bueno, me toca una parte súper emocionante de esta
Thank you,
ceremonia.
Rodrigo. And thank you, Lorena. This is an important part of this. Seeing the video, all the work, being able to see so many people, so many institutions, such an effort, so many hours of work. It is a great honor to share with you this wonderful step forward. And starting with the project, the essence of the project is the sun, which is part of our indigenous people in the north of Chile. I would like to pay homage to the indigenous people, our First Nations in the north, and in production cycles. Ayllu Solar, Ayllu, means community in Aymara and Quechua, took the tradition, took the legacy of the sun, and a way of working with the communities of the greater north, in alliance, collaboration, working together. This is the heart of the project, collaborative work that is taking the identity of the region and is giving new knowledge, innovation, technology based on tradition and identity of the region. This is one of the key elements for this success. Bringing together the new innovation, technology, and that's how Ayllu Solar was born. And as Cosmovision shows, well, the life cycle, it goes as with the seasons. And right now, well, it's time to thank Arica, Parinacota, and the people from the north have taught us so much. Thank you. Thank you for teaching us. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for working with us for so many years. And it's time to give away. We need to let go. We need to give back. And the network that is being created now, in a couple of months, we'll take this, we'll move forward, we'll continue working to empower the tremendous richness of solar energy for Arica and the full region. Continue developing innovative solutions, continue growing, taking these capacities, moving forward, and with energy, with strength, as the sun gives us. Thank you so much. As a representative of RAS, I would like to thank the words of Rodrigo and Alejandra that allowed us to build trust, the necessary trust, and achieve success. Support on energy development, and improve on the quality of life of the inhabitants. We would like to thank the HP Foundation for the wonderful opportunity that it has given us in the region with this initiative to achieve in a near future a sustainable development based on solar energy. And in each meeting that I have been able to participate in Ayllu Solar, we have continued renewing our commitment, our challenge for our region in harmony always, and following up with Pachamama and with Tata Inti.
cierre de la
This
primera
closure of the first stage of Ayllu Solar takes us to think about the future, to think about the challenges that we have. That's why we wanted to finish with a panel of attendants that we would like to involve them, engage them, because the future of our region depends on the articulation and the working together of all the actors. Along with Alejandra, we would like to receive in this panel the rector of the University of Tarapacá, Emilio Rodríguez Ponce, rector of Universidad de Chile, Enio Vivaldi, the regional governor, Jorge Díaz, mayors that are present here today,
don Víctor Sepúlveda,
the representative of the regional secretariat, Rodrigo Sepúlveda,
nos podía también participar. Sabemos las apretadas
we know the tight agendas of each of you, and we have designed this panel. We have developed some questions, and let's start
¿Cuál es el rol
with
que las
the scholars?
en este tipo
Dear
de
rectors, what is the role of the universities in such initiatives? The rector from Tarapacá University, please. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone. The authorities.
Tratando de ser breve, yo
trying to be brief.
Tenemos un rol fundamental y un
As a university, we have a fundamental role on development
Las universidades públicas
and in our region. Public universities have a social responsibility.
A través de su quehacer deben impactar en el desarrollo.
Through what they do, they should impact in the development of their communities, and within that context, the initiative that has been carried out with CERT Chile,
la Universidad de Antofagasta, la
University of Antofagasta, Universidad de Chile, Fundación Chile, Fundación BHP, and Universidad de Tarapacá has had a significant impact because this idea
la fuerza del sol, ¿cierto?
Of focusing on the strength of the sun, which is a typical expression in our region, taking the strength of the sun and taking the capacities, the communities, is of great impact. Of course, one of the most fundamental things are the comparative advantages that we have as a region.
Se pueda transformar de alguna
manera.
manera.
Sun and energy could become a competitive advantage. This is needs science, technology transfer, and this is something that we will continue doing because this scientific work, respecting the social thread, respecting the roles and tradition of the communities, reinforces the actions of the institution, but it generates virtuous cycles. Because with the generation of competitive advantages, what we will do is to create social value, economic value, and it will be affecting the quality of life of our communities. And this is what Ayllu Solar has done during these years. It has been significant. It has been excellent with the role and with local development. And of course, the possibility of continue promoting the initiatives with applications that could be scaled up. And we are committed as Universidad de Tarapacá, participating, promoting initiatives, and adding up to our project development, projects of such high social impact that point out the role of a public university with the territorial development. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for making this project possible. And each of you, each and every one, because this work is the expression and work of so many people, so many hearts beating together, beating at the beat of the sun to improve the quality of life of our communities. So as we say, congratulations, and we hope that the new initiatives will be carried out positively. Thank you so much. Thank you. And these are very deep and emotional words. And in our communities in the region, we will continue working together. And this is the region that needs to continue working and needs to embed all this and for the development. And sorry to interrupt you. I would like to point out the role the community has, as well as the authorities have. The work that can be developed in a sustainable way and that has a projection for the long term. This will be sustainable if we have commitment with the authorities, and that the authorities that we thank so much for being here, for being present. And this is not the work of only one entity or one institution. I think this is a community work where the region and the authorities, the districts, they all play a key role. Yes, we share that vision. Thank you so much. And we have in our panel the rector of Universidad de Chile. We would like to ask him the same question. What is the role universities should continue having in this type of initiatives? Good afternoon. Greetings to everyone. I share your words and regarding the fact that we all participate and our universities are focused on public service, and therefore we need to find collaboration, we need to find ways to work together, and that will help us become a better country. At this time of the day and how things are, or how Chile, what the things Chile is going through is so important. This is a platonic entelequia because of what we do at the university and the community. And this is a reality, it's a reality of a region. And in light of radiation of what is being received, and we have the responsibility of transforming that and making it real, factual. And it has, above all, an extraordinary vision, an extraordinary, vivid vision. And science has, what science has, and also beneficiaries, and these are people that are actively integrating to work, and they are considered in the evolution of the scientific project that the universities are carrying out. And let me take 10 seconds on my activity. there were terrible statistics because after patients, after visiting the doctor, they were asked, what did you understand from what the doctor told you? After 2 weeks coming back, they said, out of what you understood from what the doctor told you originally, did you follow his instructions? So if you bring together these two statistics, this is to almost to close medical schools around the world, because it's so important that you might be the wisest person in the world, or you might have all the knowledge around of the world. You need to be able to explain things clearly to anyone and explain to them and say, well, why they need to do these things they have to do. So if there are a wise, if you're absolutely wise, and if you're not able to explain yourself in simple terms, it's useless. It's useless. And the positive thing about this project is the full respect of our communities. And this is a part of the reality. And now Universidad Tarapacá, for the extraordinary work they do, we, on our day-to-day issues, the respect for the cultures, the cosmovision, and the vision our native people and our indigenous people know, or how they see this, and our culture, also seen from the sociologic and psychologic aspects. Summarizing, this is a project that, as a university, how the university, what the universities take from this. Well, we're here, we're working in a project where in such an economic reality that is so important, and they might be equal to zero, or could be of high value as solar energy. We are precisely focusing on that because we were benefited from that, and we're working with the community because we are here for them, and what they do is and if they're successful, we will be successful. So we need to understand that. For me, this is an outstanding project, and this is almost an ideal on how we have to think on the projects of public universities now and in the future. And it's a great pride of this project. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rector Vivaldi.
Bueno, en el caso de ustedes, alcaldes,
in your case, mayors, what are the main barriers to support innovation projects? And I would like to offer the floor to the mayor of Arica.
Buenas tardes, Lorena. Un abrazo.
Hi, good afternoon, Lorena. A big hug to you for the wonderful work that you do. And also hello to all the rectors from the universities. It's wonderful to share this space, and to every participant in the forum of these projects flowing from the public sector and the private sector. And Marianela, who is a friend and collaborator. We have worked together for a long time, and I'm very happy to see you. Now, what are the main challenges that we have? The challenges that we have in our municipalities or districts. Now, it's very complex because in our municipality, this is the public service that is closest to communities. And this is basically kind of like the skin of the state. And behind the municipality, some of these services are invisible. People demand things that don't correspond as the local government, like hospitals or maybe streets have holes and there's problems in the borders or in the airport that does not pertain to the local government. However, we need to really educate the communities and what our role is. Now, how have we tried to solve our problems in order to implement innovation? Now, first, the question is, how do we try to find solutions that are effective without doing the same thing over and over? First, we have to focus on the culture that we have within our organization. Now, we had 6,500 workers before. Now we have 3,000 workers. Many times we have to work within a cultural environment that makes it very difficult to innovate. So we need to solve that problem. The second challenge is how can we innovate with the communities? We need to invite them to live through different processes and have them understand that it's very possible to innovate with good results. And then we also need to understand how we can link with other sectors so that we can work on projects that will benefit the communities. And then I said this last time, and I want to give an example that deals with the sun and the link that we have with Ayllu Solar and what we've worked on with Lorena, and how do we invite communities so that they need to demand innovation? How do we invite the communities to think differently, especially from their own territories? And we've done this with the sun, we've done this with solar energy, where we want people to live through experiences that can transform. And people should think about the future. And we're talking about communities that think that, solar energy, it only belongs to developed nations or to nations that have more resources. So we need to break that paradigm. First, we need to work with training, and then after training, we have to install these solar panels. And then we had neighbors that would pay 60,000 pesos, and now they pay 1,500 pesos for power. Now they see that the prices have dropped, and we have seen how people's mind opened really with this new energy that has entered into the communities. So what we want is to train from the base. We want these communities to demand innovation, demand it from the state. And we're doing this with solar-powered bicycles, so that people can use these bicycles that are charged with solar energy. So a new means of transportation. So I think that the biggest challenge that we have as a municipality is to communicate this to our communities. Many times this dialogue is just immersed in the business world or amongst the elite, but we need to break down this information and disseminate it with the communities and just let them understand how thinking differently is going to contribute to solving many of their problems. And from that standpoint, I want to make available our municipalities and our territory as a laboratory for innovation so that we can continue to have these conversations of this Chile that requires innovation, that requires new technologies, and also requires more science. So our municipality is here. It's at your disposition for pilot studies. We worked it with electromobility and other services as well. Thank you very much, Mayor. We need to find the spaces so that we can work collaboratively in solar power. Now, our region can be developed It can be a pole of development. We need to continue to work and really encourage everyone to join our dream. Now, we would like to hear Maricel Gutierrez, who is the mayor from Putre. Now, the question, remind you of the question, is what are the main barriers that you have at your municipality in order to support initiatives and projects like the one at Ayllu Solar? Hi to everyone. Thank you very much. I've been here. I want to congratulate all the entrepreneurs of the projects. It has been very motivating. And it's very important to know that there's installed technology, new technology. Many times what we regret is that there's materiality that's, left. We've gone through many phases in different projects. We have some projects that have materiality in the community, but they're not used because of the lack of training. And sometimes we need training. And then sometimes there's training, but we don't have all the material available or resources available. So what do we need? We need more time, lots of time, and availability of, our workers. Our municipality has a very small staff. It seems like a complaint, but the demands of the development of research and these projects, we need to gather information that's needed. So what do we need? We need time. We also need a higher staff where there's a lot of will, lots of interest and dreams. But if we carry out this type of project, you've been working on this for 5 or 6 years. For us, the political authorities are assessed every 4 hours, and in the 4th year, we have the result. And you have your result at the 2nd year. So many times we can't get involved the way we would like to. What we can do is to, contact the communities and give you databases that we can obtain. It's very difficult for municipalities to systemize all the activities and experiences that they carry out. So we need to strengthen that, and that means that we have to strengthen our institution, our local government, that will allow us to be able to make all this experience available to these projects. We have more than 40 years of history. So what's important, Lorena, this is what we still need. We are very enthusiastic. We want to do it. We're prepared to do that, but we have to measure ourselves at the short term, so we're not able to deliver all the information that we require. We need to strengthen our own organization. Thank you very much. We need to continue with the training of human capital. This is something that we began to work on 6 years ago. We need to continue to work on that in the territory. So we are a natural laboratory, right? We can develop ourselves and train ourselves in this laboratory. We have 6 more projects in addition to the ones that are already existing. So we have to take advantage of all this infrastructure. We need to continue to shape this human capital in order to reach our dreams. Thank you so much, Lorena. I think the municipalities should be considered in the training of this human capital. I understand that each reality in Arica has their own reality. I'm just going to talk about my experience in the rural world. We need to strengthen the human capital that's already existing. It's very difficult. An hour ago, I was trying to capture all the information of all the results of the projects that were carried out. It's not easy to obtain, and also ask that we're considered. But for applied works, we want to study, we want to participate in the results of those projects, but in practical projects, because our community, in theoretical studies, there's lots of them. There's many, but it's not very easy to access. It's not where you say, okay, what happened with the livestock? All those projects are there. One time there was a study in the 80s, and it reached my hands because I knew someone, Fernando Tapia, who worked in this sector. I met him when I just graduated from university, and that book reached my hands. If not, I wouldn't have been able to have access to that information. So we want to be able to access all this information so that we can capture that and apply some of those results in our own community. So we need a link, a technical link, but it's practical. It has to be practical, or else, because we don't have that much time either to apply this. So not much time for theory. We just need something practical. This is the reality in the rural world. Hopefully in the week you can, well, we will get the answers of the results of the project in 2012, this project that pertained to livestock. A thank you to all of those involved, to other communities, that with your strength and will, you were able to have these successful projects, all in these areas in Arica and the other areas that are participating. Thank you to Lorena. And now I need to sign off to another meeting. As I said, I have lots of enthusiasm. Thank you so much. Now the mayor from General Lagos.
Voy a hacer la pregunta o está bien.
La misma pregunta, respecto de cuáles son las
principales barreras.
What are the main barriers? This is the same question. I think that in the specific case, now the municipality that has to articulate innovation, we associate innovation to people that generate initiatives, like, for example, improvements, entrepreneurships, and so forth. But I think our limitation is, well, time. For our municipality, we are evaluated during a period of 4 years for different initiatives that we can generate. For example, if we talk about a project, usually it lasts around 2 years in order to put this in effect. We have to have the design and so forth. Once we find the funding, and then it's assessed, and then after it's executed, 2 or 3 years pass before that occurs. So from the people standpoint, I think the same thing happens with us. Most of our community is conformed of senior citizens. This is another limitation, especially when we want innovative initiatives. So we need to understand what has been done in the region. For example, in aquaculture, that's wonderful. So there's also initiative to work in livestock, but unfortunately, with the time that we have, there's expectations and results are expected to be in the short term, and sometimes people lose their motivation. So, for example, we can start a project with 50, but then we end up with 10 people. Now, with Ayllu Solar, we have seen that there was a good continuance, and there has been a good result. This is a great big step from that point forward. Now, from the municipality, we have to work on our limitations and minimize them the best way possible. We need to try to find a way to invest in solutions that will give people to progress. Here you've shown this investment. You have been able to enable this solar power.
Don Alex, quedó muteado.
It seems we have lost the mayor.
Don Alex, ¿escucha?
It appears that we have lost the mayor. Okay, now he's back. Okay, we lost you for a little bit. Okay, so our network is not very stable, but I just want to close off the idea. We are tight on time. But just to close or wrap up, that the investment to this project, people will be able to take a first step. So what do we need to do? We have to be able to invest in basic services for people to have sewage, proper sewage, and access to clean water and power and energy. So those who want to generate an initiative, they will have the possibility, and it will be easier for them. And therefore, we can have objectives that are met on the short term, midterm, and long term. Thank you. And then finally, Victor Sepulveda from the CEREME of the government. Now, based on your experience, what recommendations can you give us in order to power the future? First of all, I would like to thank Ayllu Solar and for the commitment they've generated. And thank you. Thank you for all your work that has been maintained over time. And this is going to greatly benefit the region of Arica and Parinacota. Now, the participations that we have seen, and I take this moment to greet all of you. All these contributions are comparable. We have to really take advantage of this power that comes from the sun and that's generated with so much force in the desert of Atacama. Now, we need to work collaboratively. You've made lots of contributions. And one of the mayors said that we need to look at research, but we also need to focus on education. We can see that your partners, you have the University of Tarapacá. This is a great contribution, and the University of Chile and Antofagasta. Then I also see the school Pablo Neruda. This is a wonderful tool in order to transfer knowledge for future generations. It's important that this work is not just left here in a development that was generated, not only with the contribution of all our partners, like the foundation of BHP. This is the private sector that joins this effort. But now there's other of us that also need to add on to this project. These are the regional, central governments, so that we can support rural communities. Let's remember that the region of Arica and Parinacota is composed of 3 rural communities. So this is basically like a light of hope for those communities, like the one in General Lagos, which is impacted. And we need to work on the public policies and have important milestones. We have to be carbon neutral until 2050. We have seen the inauguration of photovoltaic plants. We saw that in Pica, also up north. And of course, Arica and Parinacota is not too far from that reality. And I just want to say that along those lines of collaborative work and setting public policies that are set centrally, but also with the commitment of regional governments. So this is elemental not only for our country or for our region, but also for a large part of the earth. So I want to congratulate once again, and I encourage you to continue to work with this partnership between the public and private sector, which gives wonderful results. And as the government, I am happy to participate. This is the second time I've been at an activity like this. I'm thankful to represent the government, and I want to wish you all the success in the world, but I want to thank you once again for have trusted in our region, and with collaborative work, you can reach the objectives that you set forth in these last 6 years. And as the mayor said, the culture has to be immersed in this reality, and we're a region that's full of culture. And of course, through the strength that the sun gives us, that has to be reflected in the new technologies that will help to strengthen us and strengthen our grid. So thank you, and lots of strength to all of you, and we'll see you in another opportunity. Thank you so much. This is the CEREME. This is the spokesperson from the government. And finally, I would like to hand the mic to Alejandra Garces. What final recommendation would you give us from the world of philanthropy and social investment in order to strengthen the success of these initiatives? Thank you so much, Lorena. I was looking at what philanthropy means, but I'm fearful of speaking in front of the rector because he's someone who is very cultured.
Aquello, pero bueno, el concepto mismo de filantropía.
So the concept of philanthropy deals with love for others, to worry about others, and to contribute to others. And that's the sense of philanthropy and of the projects of social investment, but always thinking about of common objectives. This is something that's very important because this is not just, helping like charity. These are shared objectives for the sector, especially for the BHP Foundation. It's very important to share common objectives, to have common goals. And in this case, the project of Ayllu Solar has all these components. It innovates, it transforms, it gives solutions based on solar energy, which are new, of course. At one moment, we thought it was risky, but we had to take that chance so that we can catalyze all this understanding that solar energy is a resource that's there, that can produce, it can inject power into homes. And this is not a utopia. And we also spoke about this with Rodrigo. Before, it was kind of like, something unattainable, but this is a reality that's contributing to the fact that communities can develop themselves. That on the one hand, so common objectives, think of innovation, take a chance, because the third sector, or the sector that's not the public or the private, but it's this sector which is the civil society that wants to contribute in order to make the necessary changes in order to face the challenges of this generation. They're trying to find innovative solutions that are transformational. So if you ask me, I would say that this is a wonderful idea or a good starting point to take a chance to innovate, to find solutions that haven't been seen before and propose them in the sector of social responsibility so that we can pilot them and scale them in the rest of the country.
Another important component has to do with collaboration, participation, competencies, and working collaboratively. And not to extend myself so much, it is very important. The projects should be co-built. It has to be done with the communities, with the beneficiaries. It has to be built together and not simply bringing something from the outside prepared based on our understanding and reaching agreed solutions, and that way achieving participation, enthusiasm, and achieving successful results as we have had.
Gracias.
That on my side. Thank you. Thank you for your recommendations and interventions. We have taken the time, and we have reached the last part. We hope that you have enjoyed this trip on Arica and Parinacota and learning from the communities. We have achieved the dream of positioning the region as a solar capital. And solar energy should be a cornerstone on development. And we demonstrated that, yes, we could do that. And some years ago, it was more difficult. There are conditions, there is a will, there are results, and we have to continue working on that. And I would like to thank all the institutions for the commitment, and the University of Tarapacá to lead this group, and move forward. And I can't stop remembering a dear friend, Roberto Roman, and that left us in 2019, and mainly with the work of the communities. Many times in Arica, working with us. Thank you. Thank you. And we hope that we continue working with another chapter, and this story will continue. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias a todos.
Thank you so much.
Un abrazo.
Todos desde Arica.
Gracias.
Gracias a los vicerrectores que han apoyado siempre, a todo el grupo acá en la Universidad de Tarapacá. Gracias, rector.
Gracias, Lorena. Nos vemos.
Gracias.
Saludos a la. Chao, Enio, de nuevo. Un abrazo.
Chao, Emilio.
Gusto
Muchas
verte.
gracias. Chao, Lorena. Chao a todos.
Gracias.
Chao, gracias.
Gracias, rector.
Chao, nos vemos. Chao, Gerardo.
Chao, hasta luego. Muchas gracias por la invitación.
Gracias.
Hasta luego.
Gracias.